All right, what's up with it, y'all? What's the damn deal? What is crack-a-lacking? All right, first I'm going to run this right quick. I'm going to run this, and then boom, we're going to get into it. But I got to run this.
DJ Khaled, we the best! We the best! The runners! I represent the ghetto across the world, and you represent the hood, two hands in the sky! I'm so listen! I got my pants below my waist, but it never did for me in this place, cause you and your man's better. I'm so hood! And I got these goals up in my mouth. If you get closer to my house, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm not the hood. And if you feel me, put your hands up. My hood is the king of stars. If you got from here, you can walk it. And you got hood, you don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody wanna know why I'm just so fly. She's so hot, bitch. I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. It's all in the penis, please. Go fix in the white tees. Live a life like a key that's fight me. But ain't no play. Run at the AK hitter. Tough nigga get fucked up and put on ice for the rest of their life. I'm straight out the roof, bro. See, this is my tour, bro. I know that ghetto ass. This is my ghetto ass. Yeah, I want my pain, and I want my life to be a legit for the this place. Yes, you and your man is playing. I'm so hood. And I got these goals up in my mouth. If you get closer to my house, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm not the hood. And if you feel me, put your hands up. My hood is the king of stars. If you got from here, you can walk it out. And you're not hood, you don't know what I'm hood.
Yeah, I'm so hood. Say, man. Ace Hood, man. Ace Hood. Another one down. Another one bites the dust. Another video circulating. I mean, I know it's been circulating, but maybe I just caught wind of it. But here we go. Along with everybody else, not knowing the key elements when embarking upon this journey in the music business. All right. You either got to know business or be familiar with it. You either got to know trademark law or be familiar with it. And most importantly, you need to know and be more than familiar with copyright law, because that's really where all your money coming from if you're an artist, if you're in this here rap game. And we're going to go through this interview with Ace Hood. I'm not going to go through the whole interview. I'm going to go to probably Mark 18 on this 2-hour video. When I listen to it and I'm listening to it and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, man, how many other artists right now are out there going through the same shit right now? Not knowing business, young, just ready to get the bag, and not considering the future just right now. So we're going to go through this thing. We're going to break it all down. And then I'm going to touch on a few things. And really, I just really need to do this in parts because it's so much. Either that, I'm going to be running this thing for a couple of hours. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But let's go through this video, man. Let's check this dude out. Let's check this dude out.
Hey, small business owners. My name is Michael Wolf, and I run a business down here in Atlanta. And today,
we're going to go to Mark probably about 18.
99, yep.
And one of your boys got the plug to tell you that he's there, or you just figured, I'm going to just pull up?
My boy heard him on the radio. My manager at that time, he heard him on the radio, and it was like some type of contest or some shit that he had going on. Mm-hmm. So when he hit me about it, he came to the crib, and he was like, "Yo, Khaled up at 99 Jams." Like, I'm like, "So what that mean?" Like, you know, what we doing? He's like, "Yo, we finna go up to the radio station and like try to rap for bro." Like,
and you already had records at the time, or you was just going there to rap?
Oh no, I had records. I had records
because you know they got that shit.
They got the gate. So we pull up, right? We pull up. Right. We pull up. First of all, we in the Merc. We in the Mercury leaning. I don't know if y'all, you know, the Impalas, the old schools back then. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna let y'all have this one. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
We call it a Merc. We call it a Merc, but it's a Mercury. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the car. You know, they fix them up. They were like the bubble Chevys back then and all that good stuff. The Impalas. So we in that. You know, I think it's important to say that because of just what that represented. Yeah, you feel me? Like the windows barely work, the sound system don't really work. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, we trying to get it. Right.
It's rattling.
It's rattling, right? You know what I'm saying? So we pull up at the radio station. The gate is open. Thank God. Normally the gate's closed. Normally the gate's closed. So we pull up. The gate is open. I knew it was God. I knew He was all orchestrated this. We pull up as soon as we get in there. Khaled pull up 5 minutes later. Right. I never forget it because I seen the way that baby blue Phantom pulled up in the vibe. It was nasty, right? He pull up, he hop out. Now keep in mind, I think this is important too for like, you know, in general, where the game is different. But back then, like as an artist, you had to be prepared. So I had a bio, I had a picture, I had CD with my songs on it, everything in an envelope. Nigga, I ain't playing.
Now so like, niggas just be like, yo, look at my Instagram.
Right, just right.
Like, check out my you, shorty. Sell me on it.
Right. Yeah, go to my Instagram, like you're gonna do it outside of like, you know what I'm saying? Me and them, like, yo, boom, whatever. But so we there, Khaled there, man. We hanging out, and then Khaled's like,
well, when you walk up on him, he's not hesitant. They know people pull up on him. They're like, oh damn.
Right.
Because he didn't call you for 2 weeks later, right, or something like that.
He called, so he hit back that night.
Well, I'm skipping.
Yeah,
I forgot to
You see how excited this dude is to get fucked. Super excited. I think he say when he signed this deal with Khaled, he was like 18 or 19. So again, he young, super duper excited. But at the same time, not knowing business, not knowing anything about copyright, trademark, business law, not a clue. Check him out. This how niggas be getting fucked all the time.
Gave him the CD.
We gave him the CD, right? Because I wanted to rap for him. Yeah, I wanted to rap for him. I couldn't rap for him. He had this radio station. He had to be there 6:15, 6:30, right? He got to be doing this thing. So I didn't hear anything until like the following day. You know, like he hit my manager back that same night and was having a conversation with him and was like, yo, boom, boom, boom. I like what I heard. I hear the hunger. Like, I want to work with this guy. Right. And from there, 2 weeks later is when we had the prior meeting to actually signing and you know, and figuring out what we want to do.
Right. And then when he sent you, I'm so hood. Was T-Pain on there? Was anybody on there? Or he just sent you the beat?
T-Pain was on there.
T-Pain.
Yeah, he sent me the, you know, bro, it's crazy when I think about it because just in my mind of hearing that song, right, being in Club Boca with the homies, not even knowing Khaled and not even knowing nothing, right, you know about that Club Boca. Right. So like we in there vibing with the homies and like, you feel me?
So like we at Club Boca right
now. This was in there. It's definitely true. Let's go.
That shit crazy. So in my mind, we catching the vibe. And so for him to send me a record that got T-Pain hooked, but a free verse and then his hook come back, I felt like I was like, man, that's like this is not a normal opportunity. Right. T-Pain on the hook, and it ain't like I orchestrated to put this together. I took a little piece and ripped it. Like, right. When I said that, I just felt like I gotta come with it. I wrote like 5-6 verses, bro. Wow. I went to the studio at that same time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and from there, man, once I you know, knock them verses out.
This shot for you.
Just for the record, I just wanted to pause for a second and say that I am replaying this video. It's under the Copyright Act of 1976. It is definitely for educational purposes only.
I recorded the verses at Slip and Slide. I think that's important.
Slip and Slide. Holy moly guacamole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
shout out Ted Lucas and all.
And then what happened? So you laid 5 verses, or you wrote 5 verses?
I laid 5 verses and I wrote 5 verses, and I just took the best 2 and I sent them that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he can.
What was that moment like?
And sending that, man, he called me right back and was just like, bro, I love it.
Wow.
I love it. He said, man, I hear that dog. I hear that hunger in you. Like, let's do something. We gonna have a meeting. Boom, boom, boom. He had the office across the street from the radio station. Right. We linked up at that spot the next time, and we were sitting down talking about having a deal, man, and him wanting to sign me. Like, my guy at that particular time wanted it to be about dollars and deals. We wanted to get he wanted to get a label situation. Right. But at that time, he was only interested in signing me. So, so yeah, man. So that from there it was history, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. That's
amazing.
Straight up.
I got notes, goddamn it. You know I'm into this.
And see, whoever this nigga partner was, whoever his partner was at the time, who was rocking with him at the time, who was like, nah, man, we need to get a label deal. We need to get a label deal. He probably was on to something. You know what I mean? He probably was on to something. Now, whether he wanted to share that information with Ace Hood or not, that part, I don't know, because obviously he didn't. So, I mean, you know, just the mere fact that he wanted to get a label deal, you know, I don't know who this cat was, but just off of that mere fact of that little bit of piece of information alone, you know, kind of leads me toward him, you know, knowing some shit. And he probably was trying to tell Ace Hood. He might have been trying to explain it to him. Who knows? The dude might not have wanted to listen. You know, you never know the full story. But one thing is for certain. And that's this dude is complaining, you know, about the fact that Khaled made a move from Universal to start dealing with an independent distributor, Tony Red, without his knowledge or without his consent, you know, and he was under the We the Best imprint. And what's an imprint? Who know what an imprint is? Somebody type in the comments and tell me what they think an imprint is. What do y'all think an imprint is? It's not a business entity. It's just, to be honest, it's just basically your trademark. So Khaled went trademark, We the Best, and boom, boom, boom. So anyway, let's keep going. I'm gonna break a whole lot more down throughout the video.
A minute, oh shit. Yeah, slow down. Okay. Okay, let me tell him. Okay.
You got a lighter on?
Okay, hell yeah. You got it.
Boris, look over the lighter.
Oh shit. So, boom. You get with Khaled.
Mm-hmm.
Hustle Hard doesn't come out yet, right? No, Cash Flow comes out first.
Cash Flow comes out, yep.
It's
first time flying to New York. I flew to New York. Once we ended up figuring out the deal, it's my first time ever going to New York. We flew to New York to go see L.A. Reid with Def Jam.
He was with Def Jam.
And he was with Def Jam at that time. So at this time, I had Cash Flow. I had the Stressing record that I recorded with Plies.
Did he have chapstick, L.A.? I feel like he was putting on chapstick.
Nah, he wasn't putting on no chapstick.
That's my man. Every time I see him, he putting on chapstick. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Stop it. And then he got the other shit, the lip balm. He be like, come on, L.A. Reid, you gotta stop with the pinky, man. You gotta relax. But he said he's a genius. He's a genius. If he signed you, that means you ill. So, yeah, fly to New York. Are you nervous? Because you know there's a possibility he can fly, he can introduce you. You know, because right now they can look at your look and go on Instagram and say, "Oh, I like the way you look." But this is, if you're going to New York, this is to look at how you look in your face, to see how you perform, to see. So are you nervous, or do you even know this process is happening?
And what's the pep talk before you get there?
I'm beyond nervous, first of all, because I'm flying. It's my first time ever flying. It's my first time. Wow. It was a first time for everything. First time flying. First time being in New York. First time.
That gotta be nerve-wracking.
You know, we had Mr. Childs at that time. First time having Mr. Child in the office. Bro, I'm so nervous, bro. But the pep talk, right? This the illest shit about Khaled, right? Is that his level of like the way he's able to motivate you. Yo, this L.A. Reid.
As you can see how mesmerized he was by Khaled's presence, you know, and that's one of the things about Khaled. He is, you know, he do present this bigger than life character, you know, we the best, and trust me, it's just a character, you know what I mean? Nigga this, nigga that. He ain't no nigga. He probably ain't. I ain't even did no research on him, but hell, I think he from over there in like in the Middle East. I think that's where he from. But he sure ain't no nigga. You know, he slid his way in the game, just like a whole lot of other folks that's eating off our culture. You know what I mean? And then we end up getting the short end of the stick. And then, those that are part of our culture or are from our culture, shit, they treat us just like these foreigners do, or those that are not born within our culture. That's just not a part of our culture. In which we all know, I don't want to make it be about that because it's really not about that. It's just more about his lack of knowledge, his lack of information, and just not wanting to know. Just like 99% of all these other artists out here, they all could be independent and they all could own all of their own shit if they just listen, found somebody to listen to. Because I know they're hearing the buzz, I know they know what's going on, but guess what? They still doing it their same old way. But I got something for that ass though. I sure do. Shit, I'm finna make time. To come on here, make these lives, post, point this shit out, because this video right here gonna get good. So you might as well just stay tuned. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be good. Let's get into a little bit more. We're probably gonna do about, I think it's about 20 minutes. Here in a little bit, he gonna start getting into the things, the moves that Khaled made, and and his lack of business skills, and and the things that he didn't know, and him being so young, and all of that. And which, I'm gonna piggyback on all of that, and I'm gonna hit y'all up with, I don't know, we probably gonna get through a little bit of the information that I have for you guys, but especially I'm talking about for you rappers, you trappers turn rappers. Shit, there's a lot of females out here that's singing on hooks and rapping. So all of that. But let's go.
Yo, we gotta, this how they read, you gotta sell this. Like, make him feel like, yo, you can't play. Like, it's a chance to tell, like, it's not a game. Like, we gotta do.
I can see comments.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, that's like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the energy. So for me, that's all I need to hear. I'm amped. Right. You with me? You affirm me? We in this together. Let's do this. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, as soon as I get in there with LA Reid, like, I come from the hood. I come from Deerfield. Like, down the street, the projects, we got the homies. So I need this. I ain't finna play with this opportunity for me. So I spill it all. I give it all. I'm in that nigga emotional, everything. Nigga giving him that stressing verse with plies on it. I'm in that nigga going hard with that cash flow. You gonna feel me. Right. You feel me? Like, and he felt that. Right. And
Khaled done buttered him up a little bit more. Done put him in LA Reid face. He really starstruck now. Signing the deal with LA Reid. So, man, these artists, artists like Khaled, especially an artist that's big as Khaled and the big vision that Khaled really have, you're going to be in his shadows. Anybody that sign on a nigga label like that, you're going to be in his shadows. You know what I mean? That's just what that is. You're going to be in his shadows. Your project's eventually going to get put on the back burner, and he's going to be doing everything to put himself on top. And that's just, that's pretty much what that is.
Before then, man, we was signing the deal. I stepped out the room. We was inking the deal. Big Mr.
That's what I'm asking. Mm-hmm. What's that moment like when you step out the room? Because I get it. There's got to be a moment when they talking to, when you not there.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind at this time?
The moment after I left the room, I felt fulfilled. I felt like I did that. Okay. I left it there.
But like you got it.
Yeah. Or even if I didn't, like I left it there. You know what I'm saying? Like I did my part. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. It's like, as long as I show up and I do what I'm supposed to do, however you choose, whatever decision you make, I'm all right with it.
Salute, goddammit.
You dig what I'm saying? Salute, my brother. Salute, my brother. Yes, sir. What
was the moment in the music industry when you realized this ain't all the crap?
Oh yeah.
What What was that moment like for you? When it hit the realization that
I hit that realization, bro. It was scary, you know, because I think once I got to that realization that, you know, I came into the game as a young buck. I was 18, 19 years old, knowing that I didn't acquire much about the business, knowing that I didn't ask to really see certain things, knowing that I didn't have any insight about what budgeting was for me, knowing that I didn't have, you know, I was just the workhorse. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I think that was the thing, because I didn't, once I started to put it together, I started to understand.
Hindsight 2020. Hindsight is definitely 2020, but it's a bitch though.
Stand of like, man, I could be tangled into something that I have no idea how to get myself out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, because as you start to get older, right, you start to mature. And when you're young, you want the money. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, cool, I want to be able to supply, like provide for my mother, because my.
Now, how many out there right now? How many artists out there right now that's super hot? Man, it's a lot of these youngsters. Man, once I started looking at this and I started seeing all these youngsters and how hot they is, and you know how much they streaming and how hot they are on Instagram and got thousands and millions of followers, and then you know you find out that that they got a deal, you know, they signed to somebody, you know, they took some upfront money and they went and they signed the deal. Why would you go sign the deal and you hot like that? Why would you go sign the deal? Why? Instead of learning this independent shit, you hear what Dolph talking about, you hear what Nipsey talking about, you hear what Future talking about, you hear what all these mainstream artists talking about, but then you still turn around and you go do the exact same thing. And then, you know, they signing with people like Empire, a lot of people fooling with, you know, CD Baby and all of these people, and they're telling you that, we're just getting 20% and you getting 80%. But then at the same time, who publishing your music? Who publishing your shit? Who filing your shit with the copyright office? They are. So by law, they automatically get 50% of your publishing. But they telling you, they giving you 100%. You wanna know why? Because that's how the performance rights organizations break it down. BMI, SCAP, you know, they say, okay, you know, even though it's 50-50, they say, here go your 100%, here go your 100%. But your 100% really ain't number 50%. But if you had your business structured right, nigga, if your business was structured right, you had everything in place, then you had your publishing company, you had your record label, and you had your another parent company that's owning both of those companies. See, that's what the real mogul's doing. That's what Nipsey was doing. That's what Puff Daddy do. That's what Jay-Z do. That's what Rick Ross do. That's what Master P do. You understand? Ain't none of this shit rocking in their name. None of it. They all got companies. They all founded a company, and their companies are structured the right way. Just because you got an LLC don't mean your shit structured the right way. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. If anything that's running through you, you're going to get a deal. If you got your company set up the right way, you'll be able to have a true partnership where you own everything. You own your own publishing, your copyright. That's really a copyright in dealing with this thing, dealing with this music business. That's where all your money at, right there, your copyright. Trademark is important also, especially if you're going to go and sign a deal and, you know, they got a imprint, or, you know, they up under Universal, like Cash Money is an imprint. What's Lil Wayne shit? Young Money is the imprint. You know, none of those are business entities that, you know, that's got to deal with Universal. No. The only thing that they're doing is just using their trademark. You know what I mean? But Man, fuck signing with anybody and go be 100% independent. You get to call all your shots, especially if you hot. If you know you hot and you know you got a buzz, you really, really need to wait it out. Hold out on that money. Quit taking a little hot $250,000, 500,000, because guess what? You're gonna go blow right through that. Because you gotta keep up. You might as well go on and just be knowing. Then when you keep up, then you're gonna further and further sink yourself. And they know that. So you might as well just go on and do your thing, hustle your music, wait it out. And once that money start coming in, you're going to be good. Once that money start coming in, you're going to be good, but you need to learn the game. That's the whole thing. The whole thing that these little dudes need to understand is that they need to learn the game, and they need somebody that's going to be able to teach them the game. Who is that somebody? You fucking with them? Fuck with me. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to teach you the game. I got the whole game down pat from the business side all the way down to getting your shit copywritten. I really don't fool with trademark, you know what I mean? But I got an attorney that can get that done for you. The trademark process is, you know, it's a tedious process. So you definitely, and don't get me wrong, you know, I really don't have the time to fool with. You know, it's really nothing. It could be done. I could do it, but, you know, I'm not going to do that. I don't offer that as part of a business service. That's just something for your attorney. Also, let me throw in that all of this information that this video, everything I'm saying is for educational purposes. I'm going to teach you. You know, that's my whole goal. My whole goal is just to pass on this information so you'll know, so you'll be able to help your family, so you'll be able to have true generational wealth. And another thing that these rappers, you know, you can take a scenario like this. You got a rapper who make, let's just say you make $1 million, because they're making this kind of money right now. Let's say you make $1 million and he ain't got his company set up right. He already gonna owe taxes on $300,000 to $400,000 of that because he ain't set up right. And 9 times out of 10, he gonna have to back pay on that because most of these youngsters ain't even thinking about paying taxes. And for those that are, if their business ain't set up right, that's a whole lot of money. $300,000-400,000 when shit, you can knock that all the way down to possibly zero if your business was structured right. You know, you get a whole lot more deductions than an individual. You know, the IRS, and then, you know, especially if you're gonna have other artists under your label, the IRS, they definitely provide tax advantages to those who have businesses and those that are, you know, contributing to society in a positive way. So the IRS, a lot of people don't know this, but the IRS is really your friend, especially in business. You know, they're definitely your friend. All right, let's get a little bit more of this dude.
My mother was struggling, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody around her couldn't really do anything. So it was like for me, I felt like I needed to be the man and step up. So in my mind, this money is gonna help. You know, when you're young, this money is gonna help provide for my family. So you ain't thinking about what that contract or what business will look like later on until you get older. And then you start asking questions. Right. So I think that's when I started to see that, you know, and then even with politics, I never really liked the politics shit in music. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, but once I learned it, I understood it and I respect it. But you know, when we say we brothers and we do certain things, I took that to heart.
That industry talk.
It's just a talk. But then I started to learn, like, oh shit,
when it comes from
that
certain,
ain't really real. When it comes to certain, right?
Everyone is not bullshit.
Right.
Everyone ain't real.
Everybody ain't real.
And that's what's fucked up.
And that's what. And when that was the toughest part, because I'm like, damn. But I thought this person. Not speaking to the people that I was close with, just
you fell for the brother shit you just said?
I fell for it.
Don't fall for that brother shit.
I fell for it.
Don't fall for that.
Like,
You my brother.
You feel me? Like, oh no, you my brother.
Niggas.
We gonna
See, experience is gonna be our best teacher. Share this video. Share this video. Tag a rapper. Tag an artist. Tag a trapper turned rapper. Tag one of these little youngsters so they can get this experience.
But when I send you want to try, I'm like, damn, I thought we were. Okay, I get it. But I didn't know at that point. But you know, if I would know in advance, like I could have expected. I could have managed my expectations. But that ain't.
And see, and that's the whole thing. How could he have known in advance? How could he have known in advance? He knew he was getting into the music game. And had he went and did his research, and the whole thing is he probably didn't want to listen to his parents. He probably didn't want to listen to somebody older, an older person, an older figure in his life probably was telling him, hey, I'm sure somebody ran something by him, but he was probably too arrogant. Who knows? He probably didn't want to listen. It was definitely signs and indicators out there, and I didn't even have to be around him in his life to know that. That's just how the universe works. That's just how God works, But whether we see it or not, that's a whole nother story. And he was young. He probably missed it. It's a saying, young, dumb, and full of calm. That what the old players used to say to us back in the day. Oh, little young nigga, you just young, dumb, and full of calm. You know what I mean? Them was their words. Exactly. And that ain't mean no harm by it at all. Because we just wouldn't listen. We were hard-headed. Let's check this dude out some more.
It happens. So it's just seeing little shit like that, I'm just like, and just ideas that people would have, you know what I mean? It just kind of just turned me weird. I'm just like, this ain't real logical. This ain't even like, I'm like, what niggas doing in this shit? Like, y'all ain't trying to become better people. Why we gotta, like, am I just trapped in being this one person? And I gotta be this person my entire career?
I want you to evolve and shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I can't evolve and grow up and be.
No, that's why when artists, a lot of times, I mean, you got to tell you the truth, you got it better than a lot of people who caught a raw deal or anything, or who had to leave a very established label because they wanted to go on their own. A lot of people, what they would do is they'll become this artist, and they'll be and an artist. If you complain about your rights and you're an artist, you're problematic,
right?
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up, Norton.
That's fucked up. That, you know what? I'm glad you put me on. I'm glad that you put me in the place. I'm glad that this label helped me out. But look, this part ain't right. Can we just correct that?
Right.
Most people would say, no. Are you a millionaire? Can you pull up in a Range Rover? Can you pull up in a Maybach? Can you pull up in such and such? Why you need to correct something that you're already good at? And it's like, because I don't want to be perfect, but I want my shit to be right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if you do that, then you're known as a problematic artist. Like, as you were leaving the We the Best, was you receiving those type of things? Like, was people spreading rumors like J1s or something, telling people don't fuck with Ace Hood, or he's people.
And how was it? I wasn't leaving though. What did you were leaving?
Sorry, J1, I just thought of you.
We the best.
So breaking a contract. Well, that was the beginning. Well,
he was around.
We the Best. Def Jam happened in the beginning.
Right.
At some point, we moved from Def Jam. Def Jam was only my first 2 projects, and then we ended up moving with Cash Money. I fulfilled those projects. Got finished with them.
Because at one point, I'm stopping you, and we're going right back to this. Yep. Remember that question. Remember what the question was. What was it?
Oh, we good.
But remember, please, because I felt like you were the face of the We the Best Def Jam thing. Like, did you feel like you were the face at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
I did feel like that.
Okay.
Always felt like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get back to that now. What was the other question? Goddamn. What was I saying?
No, what you were saying.
Yeah. And then he was.
Yeah, he was saying he fulfilled the Def Jam project.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just want to interject again real quick. That nigga was the face. He the one who put Khaled on with all of that. You know what I mean? He just, I'm gonna tell you, man, Khaled made some business moves, but then at the same time, he should have prepared his artists. Just like all them other dudes, they was just being greedy, just eating off these dudes. You heard what he said a minute ago. He was a workhorse. And he noticed now in hindsight, he noticed now. Don't y'all do the same thing. Y'all have the opportunities are even more prevalent. These older artists are coming out. They speaking about it more and more and more. And I know it's hard to find somebody to really trust. And, you feel comfortable with these people. They say they're going to do you this, they're going to do you that. In which, if you still want to deal with these people, that's cool, but you need to have your business structure right. If you have your business structure right, they're going to look, I'm going to tell you something, they're going to look at you more like a partner. If you want them to handle everything for you, they will. If you still, I'm talking about, the people like Empire, CD Baby, all of these online music distributors. And you know what? I even got the game on becoming a distributor yourself. You could distribute your own music to Apple, to iTunes, to Spotify, and all of that, but that's gonna cost some super duper grip. Anybody want those services and want to get set up like that? Because it's an entire it's a whole lot you got to do to become. They call it being an aggregate or aggregator, where you're where you basically you're just a distributor. You're able to upload music to the platforms yourself. Basically, your own distributor. You can distribute other people's music as well. But it's a process. It don't cost a lot of money, but it's super duper time consuming, and you also have to have the right equipment. But anyway, let's listen to this dude some more.
Yeah. And when was it that the breakup happens? At what point in the business dealings? Do you have to cash another? Is it cash money at that point?
We're under cash money.
So you contract with two people with two entities?
So this is how it happened. So originally I started with Def Jam, and then after Def Jam with the first 2 albums, I ended up moving. We ended up going to Universal, which was Cash Money, right?
Cash Money.
Cash Money, Bugatti, and all that other stuff, right?
And let me throw this in real quick. So when you looking at this video, you're seeing the problems that Ace Hood is having as a signed artist, right? He's an artist that's signed to somebody else. He don't have shit. He don't have his own company. He don't have his own record label. He don't have nothing. He just Ace Hood. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Khaled ass don't own Ace Hood. At one point, he probably did. I don't even know. I got to check that out. But this dude, he ain't on shit. And Khaled, is Khaled basically is the independent artist. He's the one that's making the deals with Universal. So when you're watching this video, you need to look at it from both perspectives. You look at it from the perspective of Ace Hood, who is the artist, but then we're looking at Khaled, and he's talking about what Khaled is doing, but Khaled is basically a true independent, where Ace Hood should have been, and then him and Khaled could have came into a partnership. They could have came into a partnership, and he would have had his own label, he would have had his own imprint, and he would have been doing his own thing, But because he didn't know business, he was just signed to Khaled as an artist. All he was able to do was to get a deal, and that's it. He wasn't there. But had he already had his shit set up right prior to meeting Khaled, prior to going to that radio station when his homeboy told him Khaled was up there, had he already had his own company, had he already had his own publishing company, and you can do that being small. You could do that not having no buzz. You can have your own publishing company. These are the things that I'm telling you, players. Y'all need to go on and get it done. Y'all need to fuck with me, inbox me, DM me. Y'all need to hit me, because guess what? If he already had his own publishing company set up, already had his music registered with the copyright office, he already knew the game. Then when he met Khaled, and once they got ready to sit down and do business, it would have been a whole different talk. It would have been a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? Period. And then these are things that you don't go out revealing to folks. You got, if he's good enough to get in Khaled's presence, then once it come down to the deal, then that's when you expose all of that. Look, man, I got my own company. I'm doing it like this. I got my own record label. I got my own music. I already published. Then, when you go in and when you making music, you know how to break down the copyright, the ownership. You know how to, break down your percentages. You know how to, really ink yourself a whole lot better deal, because you got knowledge prior to going in, and you can't be fucked. And that's the best way to go. But you dudes, y'all want to make it. Y'all gonna make it. It's a whole new era out here. Y'all young, y'all hot. Any little young hot artist can get on. They got a flow and they get some good beats and got some swag about itself. He gonna get out here and get this money. All of these different platforms, and they all basing it on plays, and everybody on social media, Instagram, YouTube, everybody on every platform. Apple Music, Spotify, we all into all this digital shit. So they gonna make the money. It ain't like in the old days when these, when you need a distribution deal to get your CDs into the stores. It ain't like that no more. So it's unlimited money. Look at Soulja Boy. Just look at Soulja Boy alone. But let's listen to this dude some more. because he didn't know business. This a hindsight ass nigga. If you want to be a in hindsight ass nigga, then you keep walking the walk the way you walk in that walk.
Then issues started to stir up with Cash Money. Universal, you remember that when they had the issues and just things would just happen.
When you call it a melee.
Like, right, I'm calling it a melee. We all, even with the label, so it's like, people trying to just keep what they can keep type of thing. So, bro wanted to make his own decision to kind of do his own thing. Like, he wanted to be his own independent field, so he wanted to kind of separate. Khaled wanted to separate from the Universal music and kind of do something different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be more independent.
All that? Okay.
So is that leaving you guys or the label, all the artists left behind by doing that?
Well, he wanted to branch out, so yes, it would be like, handling his business in this way, and then taking that, your imprint and making it independent. And then we were under Sony Red
Distribution, right?
Sony Red is when the issue started to stir up.
Okay.
Because I think, like you said, there was a certain level. I was invested in We the Best, right? I felt like me and Bruh created that together. If I'm being honest,
brand on your sleeve.
I wore the brand on my sleeve. If you thought about We the Best, you thought about Ace.
I agree.
You thought about.
Now think about that shit, and he did. You think about that. Now he done built this nigga brand. Done helped this nigga. He ain't build it, but he helped him build $1 million brand. Helped him build it. Why he ain't had no piece of that? Why come when We the Best was getting built, he wasn't also screaming boom, 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 whatever his shit was. You know what I mean? Why come he wasn't at the same damn time? But because he didn't know no better. He didn't know no better. He could have put all that energy into building his own brand. But then sometimes chemistry. When you had chemistry, obviously him and Khaled had chemistry. But because he didn't know business, he missed the opportunity to build up his brand. Kind of like Kyrie Irving with Nike and how they did him on his copyright and his logo with the with his logo that he be wearing on his shit. Nike just straight up strong-armed this man because he didn't know what he was doing in the early stages of doing business with them. Same thing. This shit is the same thing. That copyright law is a cold piece. All right, that's tied to being a publisher. When you deal with copyright, you're publishing. All right? I got that publishing shit going down too. Y'all need to fuck with me. I told you, DM me. Get in my inbox, my number on there. I'll let you can find that on all my social media. You got a way that you can contact me. Shoot me a message. We can sit down and chop it up and shit. Then we can go from there. I'm talking about the whole shebang. Outlet.
About Khaled. Facts. It wasn't one without the other. It's just what it was. You feel me? So I felt like
it was like Dane and Jay at one point.
That's how I felt. Okay. And I thought, I thought that we were just there and you know what I'm saying? So for me, I didn't like the fact that the decision was made without me. I didn't like the fact that the decision was made to part ways from our distribution and me not know about it, and you decide solely to say.
You see how he saying he upset about somebody else shit? He mad about somebody else shit. He mad that this dude mad that he didn't have the brains, he didn't have the smarts, he didn't have the intellect to know how to go into business with this man. You really can't be mad at this man at the same time. And then on top of that, he from a whole nother culture. He from a whole nother country. He ain't got no love for you really like that, my brother. That shit on the cool. There's a lot of people that's from our same culture too, so it's not even about that. But more so than not with him. Shit, like you said, you already know you was a workhorse. Now you sitting back, even in hindsight, you still feeling away. But you really can't, because once you come into the knowledge of how he did business and how he handled his own, you should have already been prepared. Y'all don't be no hindsight ass nigga. Look at him. Look at this nigga.
We're going to take this one imprint and go over here and do this. Granted,
rightfully so. Distribution was you mad that you was leaving Universal?
Just because we were with Universal going from Universal to something that's more independent, which was Sony Red.
Sony Red,
yeah. It was just the principle for me was the fact that I felt like we created this thing together that we should make all the decisions, but this was a decision that I felt like I thought we were brothers enough that you would come to me about this decision type of thing in some way. You know what I mean? And maybe he feel wrong that or don't feel the same way that I could even be in a position to say that. But I feel like
So that's that brother shit that he was talking about from earlier. Earlier when he was like, when he was talking about these dudes be talking about brother this and brother that, and he didn't know how they was fake and da-da-da-da-da. So now he just really exposed, oh boy, on that shit. Like, nigga, I thought we was brothers. I thought we would make this decision together. Now, nigga, this is business. You don't own this. I wouldn't give a fuck if I came pick you up in my ride every motherfucking day. You really are a Tyrone ass nigga in the business game, because if I got the car and you ain't got no car and I'm coming to pick you up every day, nigga, my car not your car, nigga. So you gonna get mad when you ask me to use my car, and then I tell you now we done fell the fuck out. I'm telling you, that's how these niggas be. That's just exactly how these niggas be. Let's check this nigga out some more.
We built this. I contribute. You know what I mean? I rep that shit. It's on my skin. I did. You know what I mean? I was out here. People knew that. So for me, the decision to take it from one thing to another was an issue for me. Because then I started to understand that it's not about my decision.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. You had he didn't even call you and say, yo, listen.
No.
Oh.
So once he made a decision and it was like final with Sony Red and it was happening, like that's when the conversation actually happened, you know what I'm saying, with us. And I felt blown away because I felt like I was unprepared for it. There's ideas and there's things that I wanted to do that I felt like I needed a major backing to do so. And I just think like the decision, even though for him, yes, it's your brand at the end of the day, you can take it
maybe he felt like, well, it's my brand, I created to consult, it, but I feel on your end it's like it's impacting your career.
Only because the moment this imprint started, which means that the moment you knew about it, Ace Hood was signed to it.
Right.
And it existed at that point. I think
you felt like it was created around you.
Not around me.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't feel like it was created. I feel like I was the first representation of that.
Right.
So when Khaled first started, We the Best Music, this dude was right there. He's just being modest. Y'all rock that thing together. You helped him blow his shit up. That's just what you did. You helped that man blow his shit up. And goddamn me now. And that's how they do. That's how they all do. And then they be on you with this brother shit, brothers. That's why it don't call us being green. These niggas be talking about they from the hood and talking about this, that, and that. But these niggas be being green as hell. These niggas be acting like they was in the streets and hustling and selling drugs and gang banging. And then you go to the music industry and all of a sudden you weak. You letting these niggas take your bread? Nah. No, it don't go like that.
Brand of what it was.
And I'll tell you the misunderstanding right there, right? Like when you sign an artist, it's like signing a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's your baby. That's why they say that's my baby. Like sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But as the artist grows, sometimes you still give the artist the information. You still give them courage. But you're not realizing that artists got teeth now,
right?
And the artist actually doesn't want porridge no more. Doesn't want baby food. And it deserves to say, you know what? You be eating chicken now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's cool. But why are we eating chicken? Okay, and why do you want to eat
why
vegetables?
Are you changing my diet?
Why?
Right.
And that's just what it is. I understand his position because it's his company, and I understand that you wasn't eating porridge no more.
Right.
It was your turn.
There's a term
to at least know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I get where you're coming from too. Like I'm an artist and a CEO.
But there's a term that really goes with what you're saying. You were the flagship artist.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Of We the Best.
And I'm not saying that I wanted to know all the ins and outs of his business or anything. I just think that anything that affects me, I should be in part. I should be, within that conversation. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's right, and I think that's fair. Not even about being right. I just think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna decide to take that, hey yo, so I'm just deciding to I'm deciding to take. I know we were with blah, but we gonna move over, and you know what I'm saying. That way we're in it together, right? And that way it doesn't feel like I'm excluded, in that you solely can make these decisions. Now, who am I? What does that say about me if you can just decide anytime you want to take this thing and do what you want with it? That means that I'm supposed to follow behind and do what you want with it too, right?
But 1,000,000%, when you're on Miami Heat, you can get traded to the Knicks tomorrow.
Right.
And you won't have no motherfucking decision on that neither.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That is real.
No, yeah, so
he just wanted the courtesy, is what he wanted.
Yeah.
The courtesy.
Yeah. But this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you don't get that courtesy.
No,
Sometimes you wake up in Toronto and Drake is your roommate.
So crazy.
You like, what the hell?
Hey, G shit. Hey,
now official is like this. You play for the Raptors now. You like, holy moly, guacamole. The check is still there. So, but that's what he's probably looking at. I'm just being devil's advocate. He's probably looking like, yo, hey, your check is still going to be there. Everything's still, we just going to do it on a different level.
And either way, how I am and how I'm built, I respect the decision either way.
Wow.
Either way, I respected it. Because at the end of the day, I understand that it's a.
Now you see that old how I'm built shit, how I'm built ass nigga. So you just a old built to take anything ass nigga. Nah, you know, at some point, you know, regardless of how you built shit, I'm a nice guy. You know what I mean? But at some point, if a motherfucker just getting over and it's just blatant and it's just in your face, then at that point you got to say some shit. You know, but if you don't know, you don't know. Even going out with the contract already signed, you still don't supposed to just let that shit ride. Not like that. Oh, man, I understand. It's just business. Nah, dog, you could have told me the shit that you knew in the very motherfucking beginning while I'm helping you build your brand. And then you could have said, you know what, bro? You're going to be able to build your brand. As soon as we hit this milestone, then boom, boom, boom. And at the same time, we finna be pumping XYZ. You know? The whole time he talking about we the best, and you and him ain't we.
It's your thing. It's what you want to do with it. I just wanted that. It ain't like I'm gonna hate you. I just wanted to have that input of just. But since I didn't get it, it's still cool. It's nothing, whatever. But it just raised a question in my mind of like, well, maybe you should kind of like start focusing on the things that you would really want, Ace. Like, and
see, this nigga stepping into some old bullshit ass character. Some old politically correct ass, making politically correct ass statements. Cause nigga, where I'm from, it ain't for to be all of that. Nigga gonna say how they feel. This nigga here is not saying how he feel. And maybe he doing the right thing. Who knows? Maybe Khaled got that much power. Maybe he don't want to get blackballed. There's a lot of shit on the flip side that, maybe, but shit, you got a lot of these artists that, that speak their mind, but you know what? They the ones that's the bosses. They the ones that's independent. They the ones that got their own shit. They the ones that you can't tell nothing to. Ain't nobody got a percentage of their catalog. Ain't nobody, so you ain't gotta tread softly and all of that. That's why y'all need to avoid all that shit right there. It ain't too many people that's knowing how to set these companies up and goddamn me how you pop in the right way. I'm gonna get your company set up the right way. I'm gonna goddamn me show you the game on the copyright, show you the game on the publishing, show you the game on the trademark. I'm gonna teach you the game on everything you need to know to be the boss. I'm just telling you, I got it. I got all that juice. Some goddamn body. And y'all, it's gonna cost you though. It's gonna cost you, It really, really is. Shit, y'all young, y'all doing a lot, y'all hustle hard. Y'all spending money on a whole lot. I'm talking about these young rappers. I ain't talking about nobody that, stay at home with their mama and making $7.75 an hour and got a passion to rap. I'm talking about these dudes that's out here in these streets, these dudes that's doing this, these dudes that's hustling this music, these dudes that's getting this money. I'm talking about them dudes right there. Them dudes that when they get ready to go to the club, they're going to go and spend a band, 2 bands, go and get them what they want. I'm talking about them dudes that got it like that. But let's check this dude out some more.
And the things that you really want to create and really want to bring forth, right? Because if someone else is doing it, like, we all want to do it. We all want to create and bring a certain level of energy and inspiration and motivation into the world, into the minds and the hearts of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course. So it raised that opportunity in my mind of like, okay. Like, you know, and I respect that because, you know, if I lay my bed, I'm gonna lay in it peacefully. You know, if I made that bed, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just being a real one, you know?
I'm bouncing around, so I'm coming back to this.
No problem, my brother. I love this shit, bro.
Yeah, but how much bitches you fucking on Cash Money? It's like, y'all like, it's being real. Like, I'm sure the back in these sessions was crazy. I'm sure you speak about everything in the building. Like, hey, man, come on, how crazy was it? Like,
you know what?
Your groupie days.
My groupie days was it was exciting. It was exciting. It was very.
Glad for you to say.
You know what I'm saying? It was exciting.
A lot of us now that we not groupies no more. Cause we groupie too. Right. We not only fashion groupie. And we groupie too. Yes. So a lot of us act like, oh, you know, I was young. Like, nah, nigga, that was exciting and fun, man. It's exciting and fun. Okay, I respect that, goddammit.
Yeah, okay. Like them days, them shit, it was amazing. It was amazing, bro. I loved every minute of it because, you know, there's lessons and all of that.
And you want to know what was so amazing about it? The money. That's it, the money. You know, Khaled was probably breaking bread with that nigga. He was probably breaking bread, but just how much in the hole was that nigga really? You know, you get 250,000, somebody chunky 500,000. You're able to go do a whole lot, you know. Every so often, you're able to get big wops like that up front. But then you ain't in control of your career. You ain't in control of your destiny. You ain't in control of your music. You know, when you're doing all this shit and you even first getting set up, you know, it take probably 3 to 6 months before you even get a first payment from when you first register your shit, for when you first publish your shit with the people. You know what I mean? So it's a waiting game. You know, you gotta be able to wait that thing out. But if you know your shit hot, you know your music hot, you in the studio, you putting it down, you ain't got no bullshit going on, then you can wait on that money, man. I'm telling y'all need to wait on that money. Wait on that money. Everybody going through it with this. And then you got to start looking at those that came before you and what they going through, what they putting out there to you, and what they telling you. You know? And a lot of these lawyers don't want to get y'all set up right. They don't want to get y'all set up right, man. They don't want y'all to have that kind of money and that kind of power and that kind of knowledge and understanding. Because you get the knowledge, bro, you're going to get the power. That's the whole thing. What that Bible say? I don't care nothing about none of that other shit about the Bible and whether it's who wrote it and none of that. I ain't talking about none of that. It's still wise words. What that Bible say, the people perish from. And it's a fact, a lack of knowledge. What else they say if you want to hide it from a nigga? Where you gonna put it at? You gonna put it in a book. You know, nigga, you know motherfuckers ain't trying to read nothing, they ain't trying to learn nothing, they ain't trying to know nothing, because they already know everything, especially when you're young. But y'all gotta cut that shit out because it's costing y'all. It's costing y'all. You can help way more people. You know what I mean? If you have your business structure right, because that's going to free up so many different things. Not only is it going to give you the status, it's going to give you the mogul status, the boss status. It's going to bring money in all kinds of conceivable ways. You'll be able to form all types of partnerships. You'll be able to, you'll be able to plan for generations to come. You know what I mean? That's what true generational wealth is, having your company structured the right way, things that you can pass down to your children, where your companies own your trademark, your copyrights, and all of these things. And then boom, you got these things held in a family trust. It's just so many things that you guys need, that y'all niggas, fuck you guys, that you niggas need to be educated on. And that's just a fact. Y'all need to be educated on that. For real. You know, I don't know. I probably ain't never even introduced myself. You know, I really be feeling like I'm talking to just my little select group of people who know me. But shit, my name is Banks. You know what I mean? So I was just thinking about this shit earlier that, you know, when I was in the streets, you know, everybody called me Banks, right? That's I just went by my last name. But see, I ain't been in the streets in some years, right? And so I switched over. Basically, I switched characters to Ernest, right? And it's a difference, you know, and I know that it's a difference. My alter ego, that street nigga, that nigga that's going to deliver the message, that nigga that's going to get it done, that nigga is the best nigga to be giving y'all this information. Because if Ernest was up here giving y'all this information. I have a whole book of some shit, reading the shit, saying big words and shit, speaking proper English and shit. Y'all be like, who the fuck is this nigga? So I'm just kind of one of them niggas, man. I jumped into that street shit at a young age. You know what I mean? But I always knew how to pronounce my words and read and shit, and had a passion for reading and all that shit and shit. You know what I mean? Wasn't never holler at school, but still passed school. Shit came easy. So, I got both of that shits. But then when you jump out the streets and you try to hold it down and have kids and have a family and all that, then you don't be that street shit no more. You be this over here. And, after so many years of doing that, so we all got different personalities and different roles we play when we in different situations. And, we just have to know when to pull out what character for what part. You know what I mean? And then boom, boom, boom. Your shit gonna go just like that. But anyway, let's check this dude out a little bit more.
You dig what I'm saying? So, I
had to run to the studio with your shirt off.
No kids, straight, yeah. We gonna have them all in the studio. We gonna pack them in. We gonna vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about me, I've always been a man of respect. I've always treated women with the utmost respect. That's how I move. And the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just period. You know what I'm saying? So even before this, like, I was never on no wildness, but I was the type of person that I like what I like, which means that if I have like some women that I'm involved with or whatever, it's like a few pieces that's outstanding, and we take trips and we do fly shit. And like, you know what I'm saying? And I rock with that. I'm the type I can rock with that for a year, 2 years, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just my little thing, you know what I mean? My little shorty, whatever. And then I got my other little shorty, like, type of thing. So that was like my field. I got beautiful pieces. That's how I am. Detail, beautiful pieces, and we gonna work like that. Molly involved. I ain't even done Molly.
You heard?
I ain't never do Molly, bro.
This is some shit.
I heard, bro. I heard about the Molly conversations and all that. I'm terrible.
Now, why this nigga had to throw in some shit like Molly? That he threw me all the way off with that. You know what I mean? Talking about drugs and all of that. That's part of the reason what's keeping our people and our culture down, why we're not able to rise right now. That's why these niggas don't want to know shit right now. Frying their brain cell, doing all these different kind of drugs. Nigga care less about picking up a motherfucking book and learning some shit, learning some business.
It sounds like you just did it right now.
What are you looking for? Okay, yeah, I know. You never experienced nothing to this weed. You did something.
Some pills.
Percocet.
Did some Percocet before. Did some Adderall.
This Adderall, that's what the white kids use to study, right?
Right.
Yeah, what the fuck Adderall do for black people?
Just super focused shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, so say, you done had a long day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you might want to go catch a vibe somewhere. You might want to do something, or you might want to be involved in something. You know what I mean? I feel like you go half of a 30, and you smoke you one, sip you a little, pop you a little shot. Like, it's active. You like, man, what's happening? What's up? Like, what we doing? Where we at? Like, what we still
living this spell? Like, you can see shit.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
You gonna make me want to do Adderall?
Yeah, come on, man. Put the shit out there.
I'm telling you, man, this is the biggest. These are the culture vultures right here. They get these dudes on these shows. They just like little gossiping, women, if you ask me. They get these dudes on these shows and they spread pores and the whole shebang anyway. But then at the same time, if these dudes gonna rap about their life, if they backed up against the wall and they gotta do this and they gotta do that and they gonna rap about it, okay, that's done. But then on top of that, they just influencing the culture even more towards its demise, or the demise. The only people really winning are those at the top and those that's smart enough to know. Nigga better learn some shit. Then go pop you a Molly.
Right. That's really, I never had that.
Mm-hmm. And I would just say about the drug thing, just don't abuse it. The moment you abuse it, it abuses you.
Now look, now he gonna throw that out there. That nigga probably ain't never used. That nigga probably ain't did nothing but just experimented with that shit just to say he done did it. A lot of these dudes be square, but then you got a lot of them that be going hard in the paint, you know, on some real life shit. But then a lot of these dudes really be talking about shit that they don't even be experiencing. A lot of these youngsters, though, they really experiencing the shit based off of the shit that these niggas did. These Ace Hood niggas and DJ Khaled niggas and Birdman niggas and all the old niggas.
Juice. Wow. Period. That's what I believe in. Like, you know, I ain't saying don't do nothing, just don't abuse it. Right. Period. That's it, dog.
Because you like a holistic nigga right now. Like you like you be meditating and all that type of shit. Like Buddhist type shit.
Real shit.
Yeah, that's hard, man. That makes me laugh.
Would you like to build generational wealth by becoming your own bank? This solution has been around for over 100 years, and it's a solution that the likes of the...
I feel like you always been into that. I feel like you always been like a spiritual person. Like I feel like that's nothing new. I feel like you know what I'm saying. You had saved when you was 17.
But I was in the church. You know what I'm saying? My mom brought me up in the church, so we knew Christianity and all that. I'm always a man of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always leaned on my faith, and anytime things get uncertain for me, that has always brought me clarity. So I trust in that, and from that, in terms of from that Christianity, that spiraled into like my spirituality and you know, that ties in also with my wife and my lifestyle and stuff. So, and just like my fitness, my health shit too. Just exploring all of that is what really took me.
Okay, so now I guess this dude is, I guess, say off the business shit for right now. So I just really want to piggyback on a lot of the stuff that they was talking about. You know, basically his whole deal, you know, the whole issue that he had was just a lack of knowledge. You nigga just didn't know. You built up somebody else's shit, nigga, and they quit fucking with you. You know, all because you did not know. You know what I mean? And that's okay. It's okay not to know, but we gonna know though. Y'all keep fucking with me. Y'all follow me. Y'all gonna know. And we're gonna talk about copyright. I'm gonna talk about copyrights with y'all for a little bit. All right. So copyrights. What are copyrights? All right. So basically, you know, just what they say, copyrights, rights, the right to copy. You know what I mean? It's just a specific set of rights, you know, that the law that they give to the creators, you know, that they give to those that, you know, that write music, those that make beats, to the creators of these fabulous motherfucking works. All right. So you can just, you know, it's just a bundle of different, you know, rights. All right. And so it's all based on the U.S. Constitution. The copyright law is found basically in the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8. They have a copyright clause. All right. And, you know, it empowers the United States Congress to promote the progress of science and useful arts. I'm going to read that to you verbatim. The copyright clause says to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. And that is in the United States Constitution. All right. So, you know, which basically led to the copyright laws. The Copyright Act of 1976 is basically what governs copyright law. Title 17 of the United States Code. And since 1976, the Copyright Act, they amended it quite a few times. All right, they amended it, I don't know exactly how many times, but they amended it a few times to expand the length of term of the copyright protection. They codified fair use, and also to take into account technology changes with everything that's going on right now with the digital, with the streaming shit. Basically, I mean, I know some stores that still sell CDs, but everything pretty much done went digital now. So it just kind of, you know, the Copyright Act basically break down all of the rights and, you know, and all of the laws that subscribe to it, to those rights. Okay, so the specific rights that's protected under copyright law is found in Section 106 of the Copyright Act. That's Section 17 of the United States Code, Section 106. And it basically gives you the right to produce or copy the work into copies of phono records, the right to create derivative works of the original work. It also gives you the right to distribute copies and phono records of the work to the public by sale, for lease, or rental. It gives you the right to perform the work publicly. If the work is a literary, musical, dramatic, choreographic, pantomime, motion picture, or other audiovisual work. And it also gives you the right to display the work publicly. If the work is a literary, musical, dramatic, choreographic, pantomime, pictorial, graphic, sculptural, motion picture, or other audiovisual work. It also gives you the right to perform a sound recording by the means of digital audio. Now, all of these rights, they belong exclusively to the person that own the copyright. And as the exclusive owner of the copyright, the owner generally has the right to authorize others to use one or more of the exclusive rights, and generally has the right to refuse others to use copyrighted work. And what this means is, in order to use somebody else's copyrighted musical work, you need their permission, and it comes in the form of a license. It also means if you don't obtain permission, you likely have infringed on the copyright of somebody else, and you may be liable for money damages to the copyright owner and possible criminal prosecution. All right. And remember, in the beginning or a little earlier in the live, I was telling you guys, it's, the main elements to this music shit is you got to know business. You need to know a little bit about copyright law. You need to know all about copyright. You don't have to know about the whole law, but you need to know everything about your copyright and what it all composed of. And I'm going to break all that down to y'all. How you get paid, who pay y'all, and all of that. And if I don't get it done today in this live, then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do this shit in parts, come back on live and then do it some more and just break it down into parts. I'm gonna just do it like that. All right. So now let's get into the copyright. Like when you make some music, and what they have to do with the copyright and what part is what, and let's break all that down. All right. So when you create a song, it's automatically a dual copyright that exists. Automatically, a dual copyright in all recorded music. It's going to be two copyright holders. One person going to own the copyright in the musical composition. The other person going to own the copyright in the sound recording itself or the master. Whoever go to the studio, get it mixed down, whoever pay for that, whoever got that popping, then they own the master. All right, so it's important to understand dual copyright. You got to get this part, all right, because each copyright pay different. All right, so for most uses of recorded music, it's more than one license that's required to use a single piece of music. And the sources of the licenses will not likely be the same. It's going to come from different elements. All right, so the musical composition itself. All right, so now we're talking about the writers. When music is written, the composer or composers of the music, both the words and the music have a copyright. And this is known as the right in the musical work, musical composition, the underlying musical composition, or simply the song right. And this right belongs to the composers. And it's usually administered on behalf of the composers by a music publishing company. And see, this is another part of that game that I was telling y'all earlier in the live. If you're an artist, right, and you write a song, right, and if you want to be a boss, if you want to be a mogul, then you're going to have your own publishing company, right? You're going to have your own publishing company. That way, you're going to get the writer's half and you're going to get the publisher's half. And that's on each and every song that you put out, each and every song that you copyright. And so, and on a lot of songs, you have, more than one producer, you have more than one writer, and so in a lot of cases with people who don't know the game, a lot of times it'll be more than one publishing company that's getting money off of one song when you do your split sheet, because you got to do a split sheet. Whenever you upload something to the copyright people, the split sheet is basically the percentage. If me and you wrote a song, then it's going to be 50-50. If me, you, and such wrote a song, then it's going to be 33 1/3%. Amongst all three of us. So you do your split sheet. So, but anyway, so, the right that I was just talking about, as I said, it belongs to the composers and it's usually administered on behalf of a publishing company. All right. Now, like I was saying, sometimes you have more than one publishing company involved. And so, when it comes down to something like that, then, like I said, you do your split sheet. I already went through that. So the sound recording, when an artist record music, all right, you record it. When an artist records a musical composition, a second copyright comes from the sound recording, the CD, the record, whatever that the file that's going to be downloaded. That within itself also has a copyright, and that's going to be your sound recording right or the recording rights, or you owning the masters, you having the right to get paid your royalties from that, and that's your master recording. All right. Now we're going to stop right there. As you can see, I was getting the tongue tied toward the end. So it's a few things that I need. It's about time for me to go get these kids from school. Let's see, what time is it? Yep, I got about an hour for that. So I'm going to wind down, do a few things, hit me a few push-ups or something. And I'm going to do a part 2 because I was still on the dual copyright. So then after that, I'm gonna go through the type of musical licenses, like the mechanical license, the master license, the public performance license. We're gonna go through everything that you're gonna get paid from. And then I'm gonna break down who gonna pay you, how you get paid, and we're gonna do all of that. All right, but I'm gonna jump off right now. Peace. I'm gonna get back with y'all. Just stop sharing there. Let's go over here. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna fuck with y'all during the next live. Just look for it.